The Great Turkish Invasion, also translated as the Great Turkish Troubles, Georgian, didi turkoba, is the term by which the Georgian historiography refers to continuous attacks and settlement of the Seljuq-led Turkic tribes in the Georgian lands during the reign of George II in the 1080s. The term has its origin in the 12th century Georgian chronicle and is accepted in the modern scholarship of Georgia. The Seljuk invasions resulted in a severe crisis in the Kingdom of Georgia, leaving several of its provinces depopulated and weakening the royal authority, until the tide was reversed by the military victories of King David IV of Georgia, r. 1089 to 1125. The Seljuks made their first appearances in Georgia in the 1060s, when the Sultan Alp Arslan laid waste to the southwestern provinces of the Georgian kingdom and reduced Kakheti. These intruders were part of the same wave of the Turkish movement which inflicted a crushing defeat on the Byzantine army at Manzikert in 1071. Although the Georgians were able to recover from Alp Arslan's invasion, the Byzantine withdrawal from Anatolia brought them in more direct contact with the Seljuks. In the 1070s, Georgia was twice attacked by the Sultan Malik Shah I, but the Georgian king George II was still able to fight back at times. In 1080, George II was surprised, in the vicinity of Quili, by a large Turkish force led by Ahmad, probably of the Mamluk dynasty, whom the Georgian chronicle calls a powerful emir and strong archer. George was put to flight, through Ajara, to Abkhazia. The Turks conquered Kars from the Georgians and returned to their bases laden with wealth. This was soon followed by even larger inroads, led by Yakub and Isbori. On June 24, 1080, the half-nomadic Turks began to arrive en masse in the southern provinces of Georgia, quickly moving deeper into the country and overrunning Asispori, Klarjeti, Shavsheti, Ajara, Samtski, Kartli, Arguedi, Samokalako, and Kandidi. The key towns of Kutaisi and Ardanurgi and the vibrant Christian hermitages of Klarjeti were all burnt down. Those who survived the fighting had to flee to the mountains, where many of them found their death of cold and starvation. Watching his kingdom being destroyed, George II, in despair, repaired to Isfahan, to Malik Shah, who treated the Georgian monarch with much consideration and promised security from the nomads in exchange of a tribute, carriage. Georgia's acceptance of the Seljuk suzerainty did not bring a real peace for Georgia. The Turks continued their seasonal movement into the Georgian territory to make use of the rich herbage of the Kura Valley, and the Seljuk garrisons occupied the key fortresses in Georgia's south. These inroads and settlements had a ruinous effect on Georgia's economic and political order. Cultivated lands were turned into pastures for the nomads, and peasant farmers were compelled to seek safety in the mountains. The contemporary Georgian chronicler laments that in those times there was neither sowing nor harvest. The land was ruined and turned into forest. In place of men, beasts and animals of the field made their dwelling there. Insufferable oppression fell on all the inhabitants of the land. It was unparalleled and far worse than all ravages heard of or experienced. A similar situation was found in neighboring Armenia, as related in Aristake's Lastavertses chronicle. To make the things worse, a severe earthquake struck the southern provinces of Georgia, devastating Tmagvi and the surrounding area on April 16, 1088. The great nobles of Georgia capitalized on weakening of the royal power to promote their autonomy. George II attempted to make use of Malik Shah's favorite Bendag Sardanai, the recalcitrant king of Kakheti in eastern Georgia, into submission, but failed to achieve any result due largely to his contradictory actions. Tagsardan was able to outplay him by offering submission to Malik Shah and buy security by converting to Islam. Such was the situation in Georgia, when, in 1089, George II chose to put the crown, or was forced to do so by his nobles, on the head of his 16-year-old son David IV. This energetic young ruler was able to capitalize on the disorder in the Seljuk Empire following Malik Shah's death in 1092 and the arrival of the First Crusade in the Middle East in 1096, and embarked on a systematic campaign aimed at curbing the aristocratic opposition and expelling the Seljuks from his kingdom. By 1099, the year when Jerusalem fell to the Crusaders, David felt strong enough to withhold annual tribute paid to the Seljuks. A string of military successes over the regional successors of the Seljuk Empire was concluded by a major victory over the Muslim armies at Dogori in 1121, which made the Georgian kingdom a formidable power in the Caucasus and East Anatolia. Allen, W.E.D., 1932. A History of the Georgian People, from the Beginning Down to the Russian Conquest in the 19th Century. London, Routledge and K. Paul. ISBN 0-7100-6959-6.cs1 made, ref = Harv, link. Eastman, Anthony, 1998. Royal Imagery in Medieval Georgia. University Park, Pop, Pennsylvania State University Press. ISBN 0271016280.cs1 made, ref equals Harv, link. Lord Kippenidze, Merriam, 1987. Georgia in the 11 XII centuries. Tbilisi, Gannett Leva. OCLC 976720564.cs1 made, ref equals Harv, link. Peacock, Andrew, 2006. Georgia and the Anatolian Turks in the 12th and 13th centuries. Anatolian Studies. 56, 127-146. doi 10.1017/S0066154600000806. Store 20065551.cs1 made, ref equals Harv, link. Sunni, Ronald Greger, 1994. The Making of the Georgian Nation, 2, ed. Bloomington, Indiana University Press. ISBN 0253209153.cs1 made, ref equals Harv, link. Thompson, Robert W., 1996. Rewriting Caucasian History, the Medieval Armenian Adaptation of the Georgian Chronicles, the Original Georgian Texts and the Armenian Adaptation. Oxford, Clarendon Press. ISBN 0198263732.cs1 made, ref equals Harv, link.